Hello and welcome to the Liho Sports Podcast, the local in-home online sports talk. Today is October 23rd and we're finally back. I am Benjamin Alpai Jr. here with Daniel Zahn, and today we'll be talking about the NBA, MLB, and NFL. Zahn, would you like to get us started?
Sure, I would. It's nice to be back finally after
Yes,
so long.
sir.
But of course, let's talk about first. The NBA is finally over after the longest season in days wise in the history of the NBA. It finally culminated with a finals of the Los Angeles Lakers from the West and the Miami Heat from the East. The reason that we haven't been doing any of these episodes is because Tyler Hero, Ben, has been in Orlando battling out against LeBron James in the bubble. Now, all jokes aside, we've been busy with college and stuff, but we're back. We're glad to finally be back doing this podcast.
Sure.
And this is going to be a recap episode talking about the stuff that we've been missing, and we're starting with the NBA and the playoffs. My opinion, some of the most entertaining basketball I've watched, and also some of the most boring basketball I've watched at the same time. Because like there's some series like people will never remember, like the Milwaukee Orlando series. No one remembers a single game, even though I think Orlando won one.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
No one remembers the Miami Heat Pacer series because the Heat swept them. If you watched our last podcast, which was I believe like 2 months ago now, 2 months ago, we said that the Heat Pacers would probably be one of the most entertaining series in the East. That was wrong.
No, but it will be remembered because Jimmy Butler and TJ Warren.
Yep, Jimmy Butler, TJ Warren will always have that rivalry.
The only matchup, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that made us care about that.
Yeah. Celtics made it out of the first round. I don't remember who they played. Philly. They played Philly.
Yeah, Philly.
And then
I think we had them beating
Toronto.
Philly, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think we did. And then Toronto played Brooklyn. Yeah. As I said, not many of the first round series were memorable in the East. But in the West, I don't remember a game that wasn't entertaining from every series.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Lakers Portland, which somehow turned out to be the worst of the first round series. Because sorry, Ben, I know you might have forgotten it. It's been so long, but
bringing back the pain.
Hey, your Trailblazers won a game. At least they won a game.
Mm-hmm. You already know.
I mean, I'm sorry. You just
I gotta embrace the fact that we won one game.
Yeah, the Knicks haven't won a playoff game in I don't remember. I think 2012 was our last playoff win. I don't remember. It's been too long. But Rockets Thunder was good. I believe Rockets came out with the series win.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz Nuggets, as we said, a prediction.
Yeah, hey, we predicted that one.
We predicted that one, right? Game 7, absolute beast of a series. Jamal Murray, Donovan Mitchell, legends now of the game. Like this series has cemented them in the place that the West is going to be good for. At least Jamal Murray is going to be with the Nuggets for the next 4 years. At least that's what his contract is.
And might I say, we're not going to talk about 2K ratings in this episode, but 88, pretty disrespectful for Jamal Murray, in my opinion.
Same thing with Donovan. I think
Donovan too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Jamal's a little bit better, but
yeah, just
disrespectful nonetheless.
Both of them had great series. I think at one point they both averaged 37 or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
They both hit 40-point games several times in the series, bomb threes in overtime and in the fourth quarter. It was a fun series to watch. Then after that, the surprise series, we did say the Mavs would be a bit of a surprise team in the West, and they gave the Clippers a run for their money.
Luka Magic, baby.
Luka Magic. That shot was I thoroughly enjoyed that shot. One, I don't like the Clippers. I think they're bums. I think we've said this numerous times in the group chat.
Playoff. Bro, that's the one thing I regret is we have not been able to talk about Pandemic P on the show.
Pandemic P. So I don't know if you guys follow us on either of our socials. I don't want to shout us out just because that's a bit of a bad plug. But we both definitely posted about Pandemic P and how
we were roasting Paul George.
We've roasted Paul George. And what's so funny is we just before we started recording this episode, we looked back at the episode we recorded 2 months ago and posted, and I talked about how Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are too good for them to not make it like close in the West.
Nice. Nice.
That was wrong. Kawhi Leonard apparently can't carry a team
I mean,
because
can't really
I
blame
mean
him too much. He didn't have that much help.
he had no help. Paul George threw those games. We can
Pandemic P,
finally get it out
baby.
there.
Okay,
Pandemic
I'll tell
P.
you what. He wouldn't have gotten all this fire from me. I mean, not that it matters that the fire is from me and Zahn, but he wouldn't be getting that much fire if he didn't start roasting Dame, him and Pat
Oh yeah,
Bev.
no. If he didn't start talking trash,
Hmm.
then he wouldn't
Then
have
we
gotten
wouldn't
roasted.
care.
Same
We'd have
thing
been
with
like,
Pat
oh,
Bev.
it sucks. We'd have been, oh, it
Yeah,
sucks that he's not doing good. But now it's
yeah,
like, you suck.
yeah. Paul George went from being one of the most likable players in the league to now like
He's a laughing stock.
every a lot of people hate him now.
Yes.
Sorry, I just need a drink of water real quick. It's been too long since we've done this, so I'm a bit rusty.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the playoffs. I enjoyed the first round a lot, at least in the
Mhm.
West. I don't know how your feelings were about the second round.
Um, I'm being completely honest. I know since you're a Knicks fan and you guys aren't in it, there is nothing. It's not really like not you don't care, but it's not really affecting you. But didn't really enjoy the playoffs. As soon as the Blazers lost, I was
Yeah,
kind of over it. But then my Heat, I say my Heat because I'm on the Heat. My Heat
yes,
I was rooting for made it, so I was happy.
yeah. So we found a light in the situation where we just needed to continue watching basketball. So we rooted for Tyler Hero
Yeah,
because Ben is Tyler Hero.
I am Tyler Hero.
So I'm doing a podcast at Tyler Hero. I'm very happy to say that. And you looked good against the Bucks. I will give you that. You
Mhm.
looked good against the Bucks and the Celtics.
I feel like when it came to the Lakers, it was harder for him because or him, me, him. It's harder for him because they needed him to like control the ball and like
Yeah,
distribute and stuff. And that's not really
that's
I
not
think
his
he's
thing.
like yeah, he's like catching not catch and shoot, but like his scoring comes off of assists and stuff like that mostly.
He's more of like Clay Thompson
Hmm.
in the sense that Clay. I mean, he's nowhere near Clay Thompson's
Yeah, yeah,
defensive.
yeah.
Clay Thompson is an elite defender. As much as I don't really like Clay Thompson, I'll give respect to Clay Thompson,
Hmm.
like because he doesn't really talk. Like I mean, he's talked trash, but he's not Draymond Green.
Yeah.
So Tyler Hero
Yeah.
can it. I think that's the one issue that we saw in the playoffs is that Tyler Hero's defense was not.
Hmm.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
Yeah. That's
Like
the thing. Like they're not bad. It's just they need to play next level in order to beat a team like that. It's not they
yeah,
can't play like how they ordinarily would.
yeah, and um, the Lakers I think proved to everyone that yeah, they're LeBron still got it,
Hmm.
and I think what he said at the end of the finals, it kind of rings true. Like, what does he have to prove at this point to like for people to stop bashing him? Because
Hmm.
like, I don't think Jordan's the goat. I think it is LeBron, but I don't disrespect Jordan in what he's done.
Yeah.
Like, I still think Jordan has made amazing plays throughout his career. I think he's won so much and done so much that you can't disrespect him in that sense. And I think that's what LeBron was saying. I don't
Hmm.
think he's saying like I'm the GOAT, I'm better than Jordan sort of thing. I mean, he could have
Yeah.
been saying that, but I think he was kind of like saying, stop disrespecting me at this point.
Yeah, because that's what it is for him. I feel like it's just the disrespect. Because like when you hear him say he's the GOAT, you don't hear him be like, "Oh yeah, I'm better than Jordan." He just knows that, or he says that he's the GOAT. Because like you said, I think LeBron it's like a 1A 1B situation for me where like LeBron is obviously better than Jordan. Like playing wise, I guess. I don't
Like
really know how to explain it.
athletically talented. Like
Yeah, yeah,
LeBron's athleticism is unmatched.
yeah.
You
But
can't
like
be 6'8", 260
yeah.
and run the way he does,
hmm
sort of
And
thing.
then Jordan just has like But okay, so like LeBron, this is my thing: is LeBron's the best player, but Jordan had the best career. That's like my best way of explaining it.
Mhm.
But I heard this analogy now. Hear me out. I forget where it was. I can't really like tag the person because I forget like what his account was or something. I think it's on TikTok. He's like the best analogy was they're arguing MJ and LeBron, like who's better, whatever. I'm not saying this makes who's better, but like
Yeah.
think about it. Like you have a friend and he goes to a girl's house and then he gets them 6 out of 6 times. And then you have another friend who goes and was it like 3 out of what? How many times?
4 out of 10.
Three out, oh, 4 out of 10. Yeah, 4 out of 10 times. It's like which friend is better? And it's like you think about it, it's like, I was like, bro, that put it into perspective like that for me. I was like, I never really thought about it like that. Cause like he
But
basically all the time he goes is successful. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's not the goat
add
debate.
on
It's
to
just a
the
funny
analogy,
analogy.
just real quick, just to add on to that analogy. Dude got rejected from even going to the house a few
Yeah,
times.
yeah, that too.
The other side of it is dude's never been rejected from going to the house 10 times.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good add-on. But yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, it's not to measure who's the GOAT, but it's just a funny analogy that I
That
heard.
is a good analogy. I've never heard that
Yeah.
one before, so that's
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
it's a
That was
bit
cool to
different,
hear.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, the LeBron and AD were really good. I think AD
Hmm.
had a couple. I think AD wasn't as consistent in the playoffs. I think it
Hmm.
always seemed like every night LeBron was close to a triple double, no matter what it
Yeah.
like the outcome was. Whether he lost in that one game to the Rockets, lost in the one game to the Trailblazers, lost in the one game to the Nuggets. It always seemed like LeBron was putting up numbers and was
Yeah.
leading his team. Um, AD was had really good games, but there was just a
Hmm.
couple games where he wasn't himself.
I know that one game he's like in foul trouble and he had only like maybe 2 or 4 points in the first half because he had like
Yeah.
3 or 4 fouls in like the first half or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So they had to like
Yeah, something.
bench him.
Yeah, I think he
Like,
finished with like 14, like 2 and like
yeah,
5 or
something
something
like
like
that.
that. And LeBron finished with like 24, 10, and 11 or something.
Hmm.
Like if it wasn't a triple double, it was at least close. So
Okay, here's
I
just to
mean,
clarify. I'm not like a LeBron fan. I'm like, oh my gosh, LeBron. Like, I'm honestly, if I have to say it, I'm probably like a LeBron hater. But I still pay him his respect when he does good. Like, as much as I not dislike him, but like, like he's not my favorite player. But like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I still
No, I
pay him
mean,
his respect. Like, I know he's the
mhm.
best right now.
Yeah, I think I've always liked LeBron in the sense of like he's always been good, and I
Hmm.
like my entire life being an East fan, I've always grown up watching LeBron kill my team, and like in the playoffs, I remember watching LeBron beat the Knicks and stuff like that, and I didn't like him in a sense, but I
Yeah,
always like respected him for how
yeah.
he played, and like I'm always been a Melo fan. I always will be a Melo fan. Melo's probably my favorite player of all time, and that's just how it is. No matter what team he's on, whether it's the Nuggets, the Thunder, um, the Trailblazers, the Hawks for 2 days, or of course my Knicks. He'll always be like my favorite player of all time, just because he 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 embodied what my basketball like fandom was. The best years of
Hmm.
basketball I've ever watched was Carmelo Anthony on the Knicks.
Hmm.
Like all my favorite
Yeah, I
memories are
miss
with
I
him.
miss the
So
good old days, bro. Like when it's like even or like it
I
wasn't
don't know.
like
This was pretty this I that's what I liked about this year. Is it felt even. Like besides like of course LeBron and AD winning because
hmm.
their talent is next level, and
Nah, I
I
think
guess
this
they
year it's pretty even though, yeah. Like this year is gonna be
yeah, like
even.
this year is going to be even. Actually, I'm really scared about the Warriors because they
Hmm.
have that number 2 overall pick, and
I have
if
no,
it's
yeah, they could
James
go either way.
Wiseman, I'm we'll have to do an NBA draft video,
Hmm.
but James Wiseman scares me on the Warriors because the one thing that team has been missing is a big man throughout
Yeah.
all of their championships. The one like McGee's been I can't discount McGee. McGee's won, what is it, 2 finals, something like that.
I think three now.
Might be 3. McGee's won championships, Bogut's won championships, but Wiseman would be the most talented big they've had besides
Hmm.
Cousins.
Yeah,
That's just in my opinion. But
yeah.
like, it's gonna be interesting to watch because we got to see how Curry plays because he only got a few games back after his hand injury
Hmm.
before the season stopped because of COVID. Clay hasn't played in over a year, 2 years now, I think. No, over a year. Sorry,
Yeah.
because of that ACL injury. They don't have Kevin Durant anymore. I don't know if they'll keep Wiggins, but they have Wiggins.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna keep him, but we'll see.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to watch. I mean, we saw how the Nuggets did. That the main core of that team is still going to stay. I think the only main loss they're going to get is Jeremy Grant.
Hmm.
He actually did pretty well in the playoffs, but they'll still have Murray, they'll still have Jokic, and MPJ is probably going to start now.
Yeah.
Uh, Jazz might not be the same. I really don't know. It depends on what they do with Gobert this offseason, but Mitchell's going
I
to
don't
be
know.
there. And
I heard a little rumor going around that the Knicks kind of want Mitchell.
Donovan's a New York boy. I would love Donovan Mitchell in New York. You don't
Look at
understand.
his Zon's face light up when I say that.
Because I think Donovan Mitchell is a beast of a player, and he's from New York. His dad is like his dad works for the Mets, who's my baseball team, but like he's a New York kid, and I think that's kind of what the Knicks have been missing. Is like we had Melo, New York, like he was a New York guy. I think he was he was from Baltimore and New York. He went to Syracuse, that sort of stuff. And
Hmm.
ever since we lost Melo, we have kind of lost that identity of a New York guy. I thought it might be RJ, but like
The
we still have to
Canuck.
see how RJ plays. We still have to play how RJ plays, see how RJ plays. So
Yeah.
I mean, I have hope for the Knicks, but I still don't expect us to make the playoffs for another like 5 years. That's just how it is for me. Um, but yeah, the Jazz could still be good. I think Portland still has a chance. I think you guys are one piece away from being like a true
Oh
contender.
God. I don't even. I can't even
Like I
figure
know
out what the
you're
piece
probably thinking
is.
like you're outside the top like 10 right now in the West,
Hmm.
but I think you're really close to being competitive.
Nah, I
But
think you know what it is. I think we're there. We could have honestly done it. I mean, like there'd have to be a lot of factors for us to go win it. But you know what I mean? We're right there. But I just like I can't. The thing is, I can't see the pro because if it's a small forward, like you know what I mean. There's just like so much problems going
yeah,
on. I don't know.
you guys don't need a point guard. Thank God for that.
Yeah,
You're not in the Knicks situation where the Knicks have needed a point
I
guard
feel like it's not a talent
since.
issue. It's like I don't know. I guess it's just our playing.
Yeah, the Knicks have needed a point guard since the 90s. Yeah, ever since John Starks left, we have not been the same at point guard. I'm very well wrong in that statement. Jeremy Lin was really good for like 12 days.
That then you have like a streak. He had like a streak or something like that.
He
Yeah.
had a streak where he beat the Raptors, the Lakers, and like several other teams by himself. It was amazing.
Insanity. Yeah.
Linsanity was a thing. It's a myth we will tell our kids about. How this dude and he finally won his ring last year with the Raptors.
Yeah.
So
Kind
and he played like all of 30 seconds or whatever it was. Like
of.
he got PT in the finals.
Yeah, that's more than what's his name? Dudley.
Hey no,
That clip of Dudley.
Dudley
Yeah.
suited up for 2 seconds.
Yeah. He's like, I got you, coach. Yeah.
I got you, coach. I'm in.
He's like all hype.
Yeah.
Or Kosa. Kosa didn't even get a minute, bro. I'm pretty
Costa
sure.
didn't get a minute, but he was rocking that Nigerian flag.
Nah, bro. It was JaVale, Braun, them hyping him up. He's like, oh, this one call him the GOAT, but this one got the ring. I was like, bro.
Yeah, we know which Antetokounmpo is the best. So anyway, talking about Thanasis, we're sorry. We had to do a little bit of a scenery change. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, Thanasis, better than both his brothers, including Giannis. He's better than Giannis. Um, but I thought the finals was really good. I think we really saw how much of a dog and an alpha male Jimmy Butler is. Um, I think I'll let you talk about your team, Mr. Tyler Harrow.
Yeah, well, just to carry on what you said, like Jimmy was showed how much of an alpha dog he is. Like that clip of him where he's like walking from the post game interview and he's just like all full body cramped. I was like, as soon as I saw that, bro, I was like, oh, I think it's over because there's no way. I was like, there's no way he comes back in 2 days and does the same thing with that type of reaction to his body. I was like, oh man. So that's why I was worried when I saw that. I was like, oh, I think the worst is upon us.
Yeah, I think there's high hopes for next year though, and I
Hmm.
think I think this kind of shows the NBA that Jimmy Butler isn't the bad guy that he was like, or that he was taught to be in
Hmm.
Minnesota and
Yeah.
Philadelphia. He really is just that dog. He's that dude.
Well,
You don't
Miami's
just win with
probably
third stringers. You don't just
yeah.
win with third stringers against the starters. But
But
yeah,
then Miami's like, well, plus two, Miami's not that far. I mean, they went to the chip, so you know they can do it. And plus two, they're in talks for big, big moves this offseason with Giannis and possibly Victor Oladipo.
yeah,
So we'll see about that next season. But speaking of Miami teams in the championship, got the Rays and Dodgers talking MLB this time. I'll let Zahn do the talking because this is his area of expertise. So let's hear
yeah.
it.
So the World Series is upon us. We're in October. Rays versus Dodgers, the two number one seeds, the two best teams from the regular season. I believe the Dodgers just took a 2-1 series lead today. Cody Bellinger and Mookie Betts have been absolutely outstanding for the Dodgers. Nothing short of what we expected coming into the season. When you make a trade for a guy like Mookie Betts, you expect to do big things. It's definitely been fun to watch baseball. Several really good series, both the championship series with the Rays and the Astros, and the Dodgers and the Braves. The Astros finally lost, so the cheating is over.
Yes.
Um,
No more banging trash cans.
no more banging trash cans. No, but I talked to my dad a lot about this. I don't want to root for the Astros players. I don't want to root for the Astros. I hate what they did. But the shortstop Carlos Correa is so good, and I liked Carlos Correa through their World Series run and stuff like that before I knew like cheating was an actual thing, like that they were actually doing. But like I thought Carlos Correa was a beast, and he showed it. He played really good during the entire playoffs, but the Astros came up short. The Rays have a rookie. I will not be able to pronounce his name because his last name is extremely long. Let me just look it up real quick. It starts with an A. It's like I really wish I knew how to pronounce his name. Um, but he's a rookie. He's been killing it. It's Randy. Like I
Give it a
I
try,
really
bud.
wish I could pronounce his name. I it, his first name is Randy. Okay,
Randy.
he's been really good throughout the playoffs. I think he has like 8 home runs or something stupid like that. He's been absolutely killing the league uh, throughout this entire postseason. And if the Rays were to win it, I would expect him to win World Series MVP. It would be either him or I don't know. Their pitching's been pretty good. Blake Snell pitched a really good game on what was it Wednesday? Wednesday, Blake Snell was really good. Um, I I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Joe Buck because he's been very underrated. He went like 7 straight days of calling games. He went from so they're hosting like a little bubble. They hosted like a little bubble for the playoffs, the MLB. So the World Series is being hosted in Arlington, Texas, at the new stadium there. So Joe Buck's flown from there to Tampa to do the Buccaneers and Packers, back to um, Texas to do World Series games 1 and 2. Then he flew over on Thursday to do the Giants Eagles game, which I'll talk about later. Okay. I know everyone's here to hear me talk and rant about the Giants. I will talk about it later. And then he flew back to Texas and I believe did the game today. I didn't actually watch the game today. I'll admit I didn't watch the game today, but I know the Dodgers won. So
Wait, so
But
are they
yeah,
up right now?
huh?
They're up right now. That means, yeah.
Yeah, they're up 2-1 in the
Oh,
series.
okay.
So they can go up 3-1, I think, on Sunday. I think the next game's on Sunday. So yeah, that's going to be fun to watch. But the way they got to it, the Rays beat the Blue Jays in, I think, 2 games. I think they won 2-0 the series. Dodgers beat the who did the Dodgers play? I think they played the. Wait, let me look at the Dodgers. I just want to make sure I get this right. That's all. Um, so the Dodgers beat the Brewers. They beat them in two. Then they played the Padres, beat them in three. And then they played the Braves. The Braves went up 3-1 in the series and couldn't finish their dinner. Whatever it is with Atlanta teams and leads, they can't
I
hold on
love
to
it.
leads.
I love it.
The Falcons have showed again that they can't hold on to leads. The Braves just showed that they couldn't hold on to a lead, which I mean, good for me. I don't like the Braves. I don't. So, but I also don't like the Dodgers. So I'm kind of rooting for the Rays. I'll be honest. I don't want the Dodgers to win. Doc's gonna hear this and be like, "Oh, screw you, man." He's a Dodgers fan, so I know that's why. But now they're playing the Rays and they're up 2-1, 2-1 in the series. The way the Rays got there, they played the Blue Jays and won in two. Then they played the Yankees, and that went to game five. So in a best of five series, that went to game five. They won 3-2. And then they played the Astros. That went to game seven. By the way, Tampa was up 3-1 and almost blew it, but they didn't. Thank God the Astros didn't win and come back from 3-1. That would have been brutal. And now they're facing a deficit, down 2-1 in the series.
You think
Game
it'd mean
four.
anything if the Astros won this? If say, I mean, that's a long shot, but like, say if they won this year, like, do you think it'd mean anything, or they still like players still wouldn't care, or anybody wouldn't care?
Oh no, I think it would have proven a lot. I think it would have proven that they actually could have done it. But a lot of people would have also said, "Oh, they're probably cheating. They're probably
Yeah.
cheating."
Oh, that's giving me like PTSD, Patriots.
Yeah, sort of thing. So actually, I was wrong. The next game's like on. The next game is technically today when this would be posted, but as of what we're recording it, it's tomorrow. It's gonna be on
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah.
So they actually have back-to-back games. So it goes Saturday, Sunday, then Monday break, then if needed, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
So it's going to be fun to watch on the weekend. See if the Dodgers can pull off a series or if the Rays can take it to a game six, technically, or game seven. It all depends on how it plays out.
Hmm.
But it's been fun to watch. The pitching matchups have been really good. I think today Walker Buehler took a no hitter into like the fifth inning or something. And the last game, Blake Snell, who was the pitcher for the Rays, he took a no hitter into like the fifth inning. So all around been really good pitching, but the hitting has reigned supreme. Mostly been home runs and good base hitting. Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts. Who, who is the Rays good hitters? Oh, Randy, I still can't pronounce his last name. Um, I think Mike Zunino might have a home run. I'm not sure. I keep thinking Logan Couture, but Logan Couture is a hockey player. Um, Let me look. This is gonna kill me, so I'm gonna look this up. Rays players. Who's hit a home run? I know his name starts with an L. That's why. So that's why I'm really like trying to. Not Charlie Morton. That's a pitcher. Let me just go to Tampa. Can I just find Tampa's players, like, please? Uh, Arizarena. That's his name. Randy Arizarena. That's how you pronounce it. There we go.
Oh,
But Brandon Lowe, he's looked good. Um, Austin Meadows, yeah, he's been pretty good. I think he might have a home run in the series. Does he? No, he doesn't. Oh, it's Brandon Lowe who hit the two home runs. And then Kevin Kiermaier is a really underrated defensive center fielder, and he also has a home run in the series. But Dodgers players, of course, Will Smith, he's the catcher. He's been pretty good. He's actually really young. Um, Random stat from the NLCS: Will Smith hit a home run off of Will Smith. So the pitcher for the Braves, his name was Will Smith. The catcher for the Dodgers, his name was Will Smith. They faced each other, and Will Smith hit a home run off of Will Smith.
And Will Smith was watching.
Hey, if Will Smith was watching, that would have been funny. See Will Smith tweeted out, "Hey, Will Smith, great job hitting a home run off of Will Smith. I was watching." At Will Smith.
Yeah.
He just adds himself or something. Um, while listening to a Will Smith song, that would be funny. That's just complete meta. But yeah, no, the MLB has been carrying the load. There's been some fun games, and sadly, it's going to end by the end of October. There's only, according to the schedule, the latest it will end is the 28th of October. So depending on who wins and how it all plays out, the last game to be played will be in before November.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna rant just yet. I need to just I'll let Ben talk. I've talked a little bit too much about the MLB. So Ben, talk about the NFL, talk about whatever you want for just a little bit. Let me get prepared for this
Yeah.
one. Okay.
I'll give I'll give Zon a little break. He is talking for a while. So I guess since we'll put off the Giants rant for a bit, we can go into buy or sell for fantasy. I'll go into because for NFL, me and Zon have to both kind of talk to each other for all of them except for maybe this one. We can kind of just say our buys and sells for fantasy. Trust me, I have a lot of sells right now. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of players on my team I'm selling just because they're kind of killing me. But I'm gonna kind of go with the less obvious ones for just so that I can kind of give my own opinion on them. But okay, so for buy, someone I have is David Montgomery, running back for the Chicago Bears. This is mostly because I know it's not that recent, but Tariq Cohen, I think he suffered an injury, maybe a torn ACL, I think. So he's out for the season, most likely. And so David Montgomery is going to take on the whole load. And what's that called? And his schedule is looking pretty nice, like for late from now on. Not too much strong defenses going up against. He's going up against, and he's been putting up some good points against some pretty decent defenses. So he's someone you can kind of rely on. So that's why I have him on buy. And for sell, I have Amari Cooper. And now this isn't any disrespect to Amari Cooper. Sadly, it's because his team isn't really holding up. The Cowboys have a banged up O line, and no disrespect to Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, but he's not really the same as Dak Prescott. And I feel like Dak and Amari kind of had a relationship to where they knew they could trust each other. And Andy Dalton coming in, it's not saying they can't trust each other, but it's a little different atmosphere and environment with them two. Amari
Mm-hmm.
Cooper put up 17 points, which is good by him last week, but as explained to Zahn earlier, is mostly because he had like a last second touchdown, and without that, he would have kind of
Garbage
done
time.
either mediocre or not too good. But like I said, that's just my soul, just because not based off of his talent, just based off of the circumstances that's surrounding him.
Yeah. And for me, my buy is actually Cole Beasley, the Bills wide receiver. He's been pretty good actually with Josh Allen's new revamped style of form, I guess. He's gotten a lot of good targets. He's played through injury and stuff like that, and still shown out to do decent fantasy points. My buy isn't someone who's gonna like. He isn't necessarily going to give you like top tier points every week, but he's going to be good and consistent. I have a feeling that he can still perform at a decent
Mhm.
level through all that's going to go on, and that Bills offense is going to use Josh Allen's arm to their best of their abilities. And Cole Beasley's he's kind of like a safety player for Josh Allen, someone
Yeah.
who he knows he can throw to and will get easy targets and receptions out of.
He's like a Julian Edelman, I'd say. Not exactly Julian Edelman, but like he has
Yeah,
that type of reliability.
yeah, kind of like Wes Welker too before Julian
Hmm.
Edelman, but not anywhere to the talent of Wes Welker. Um, my sell is kind of on the same lines of with Ben is Ezekiel Elliott, especially after his performance
Just sell the
on
Cowboys.
Monday.
Just sell the Cowboys.
Like if you have a Cowboys player, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, Ezekiel Elliott, I don't know why you would have Tony Pollard, but maybe
Or
after
Andy
Zeke's
Dalton.
performance, maybe you would have Tony Pollard. Um, but yeah, Cowboys players aren't. And if you have the Cowboys defense, what are you doing?
I
Why? If you have the Cowboys defense, you're too much of a homer. Straight up, you're too much of a homer.
I've got to
But
admit,
Zeke,
I've picked up the Cowboys defense, but it's only because they went up against the Giants. So I had somewhat
yeah,
of.
and guess what? They still gave up 30 plus points. Suck it.
I know, that's why I
Suck it,
regretted it.
Cowboys fans.
I knew it was a risk, but I took it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, the Eagles did put up like 9 points. And the Cowboys got a touchdown, so they still got like 10 points or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get into that rant. You're gonna make me rant too soon.
I know.
But yeah, with Zeke, that O line's banked up, as Ben said. He looked to be a little bit too shattered without Prescott in. I always said that Prescott would be nothing without Zeke. I used to always say that. Now I feel like it's Zeke's nothing without Prescott.
Yeah, it's mutual.
Yeah. Or maybe not even mutual. Maybe it's just I was wrong. Maybe Prescott's just better.
Maybe we're just underestimating him and we're putting too much on Zeke.
Yeah. Or maybe Zeke's just lost his way and the feed me tattoo is going to be the worst decision of his life.
Trust me, bro. You don't need to convince me to sell on Zeke. I started him this week and the boy fumbled twice. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I don't necessarily need to convince anyone to sell on Zeke, but someone I would sell if I had him, which I don't.
Yeah. I just realized
So
it's like guys I have or want. It's like buy David. I'm buying David Montgomery. I'm trying to get David Montgomery, and I have Amari Cooper.
yeah, so hey, maybe trade David Montgomery for Amari Cooper.
Oh my god, not that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that desperate. So I think this is the time of the video that we're all waiting for. Just for reference, Ben, you're just gonna just clip this and put Giants rant, and that's a video in itself. I think that will get the most views out of anything.
I'll do DKZ 445. That's what I'll do. It's basically a EDP
I'm not
video,
EDP,
but
okay?
Giants.
I won't swear. I promise I won't swear throughout this entire thing. But feel free to ask me any question you want about the Giants, and I will happily answer it. Okay? Well, not happily answer it. I will answer it.
Just answer.
So I guess we're gonna have to talk about the Philly game, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about the bright spots first from the Philly game.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Start off good.
Wayne Gallman. Wayne Gallman looked really good after Devontae Freeman got hurt, after getting pancaked, which was called a holding call, by the way, which doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's because he wrapped his arms around him.
He was protecting his life at that point. Did you see what happened to that man?
Yeah, but I think he kind of grabbed the back. That's why. Because if he just falls, then it's not a holding. But I think
Well,
since
if
he
he just
grabbed,
falls, then he dies.
he dies. He dies.
He dies. But now Wayne Gallman looked really good. I remember us drafting him out of Clemson. He looked good, and I'm happy to say that I do miss Saquon. Trust me. I feel like there were some plays where like we really could have used Saquon or like his playmaking ability. And that's just throughout this whole season. That's not even like just saying this Philly game. I know there's games like against the Bears, against the Rams, against Dallas. We really could have used Saquon Barkley, but we have to make do with what we have. Wayne Gallman did look good. Really happy with James Bradbury. I think that is one of the most underrated signings from free agency this past offseason. Bradbury's looked like probably the best corner in the league. He has, I think, 4 or 5 interceptions at this point. I mean, to be fair, the interception he got was just a terrible throw by Wentz, but it was good body control by Bradbury to keep
Mm-hmm.
his feet on the sideline.
Don't take any away from him.
Yeah, no, but I love the memes of Wentz whenever because he did this so much throughout the game, rolled back
Yeah, and like
about
stop.
20 yards and then rolled up, and then threw it to someone.
Not an Eagles player. Not an
Yeah,
Eagles
no,
player.
sometimes. I remember there was one play where he rolled back very far, went all the way to the right side of the field, and then threw it to the left side of the field.
Oh no,
And
yeah,
Troy
bro.
Aikman's like,
It's almost a
Troy,
pick, yeah.
yeah, Blake Martinez missed it by like millimeters. But Troy Aikman was like, any quarterback who was watching this, never do this, or else you won't finish the game. I'm just thinking to myself, I mean, he has a point. Why did he do that?
It's like this ain't the
But
yard,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, it's like we're playing yard or something. Um, Surprisingly, our defenses look good throughout this season. I'm happy with the way our defense is played. I thought they were going to be absolute garbage heading into this season because they were garbage last year. But this year they've looked pretty good, and I'm happy about that. We actually were missing our one of our big corner, or I say big corner. She's like 5'10", 5'9". Darnay Holmes wasn't playing, and that really seemed apparent in how some of our DBs played. Besides Logan Wright, besides Jabril Peppers, besides James Bradbury, our DBs have not been good. We need another corner. I like Darnay in the slot, but DeAndre Baker getting arrested has definitely hurt our team and our draft pick scenario because we could have had Byron Murphy or Rock Sin, who are on the Cardinals and Colts respectively and have looked really good this season. And instead, we drafted someone who is now committed a felony. That's fun to say.
Some
We drafted a
perspective for
felon.
you.
Yep. Thanks, Gettleman. That's another thing. I hope Gettleman gets fired after the season. I do like Joe Judge. I really like Joe Judge as a coach. I think he's a great head coach. I have flashbacks to how Tom Coughlin was as a coach, and I'm really excited. Like, I hope we maintain him. I hope he stays like there for the future. And I hope he continues to lead this team for many years. All right. Now the bad things.
Everything's everything.
This entire offense kills me. Daniel Jones needs to do better. His decision making this year in the red zone has been atrocious. That pick against the Steelers
I
on the
like that
2 yard
word.
line was bad. His pocket presence is either really good or god awful. There's no in
I
between with
know you
Daniel
wanted to say
Jones.
something else. I know you wanted to say something else.
I'm not swearing. I told myself I'm not swearing.
I could just feel it.
Ben knows how I am with when it comes to this sort of stuff. So he knows like what I want to say. I'm gonna keep this kid friendly so you can put this on your TV and watch it with the whole family. That's what Liho Sports Talk is about. But Daniel Jones has looked really good at times, made some really nice throws. That throw to Golden Tate was really nice this week. That throw to Darius Slayton last week against the football team was really good. But good God. There's some plays I question. What is he doing? I I really want Daniel Jones to succeed. I really do. But sometimes I wonder if we should draft a quarterback in this year. I don't want Justin Fields. I don't think Justin Fields is going to be good. I don't trust Ohio State quarterbacks.
Trevor
I
Lawrence, Trevor
I,
Lawrence,
I
Trevor.
like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's the best college quarterback since Andrew Luck, like prospect wise, since Andrew Luck. And I like Trey Lance. I do like Trey Lance. but I want Jones to succeed, so we don't have to take a guy like Trey Lance or Trevor Lawrence. And I don't want it to be a quarterback competition either. That would suck.
Yeah, that sucks, bro. That honestly does suck.
I don't even want to talk about this guy right now, but I know that like I need to. I want us to trade Evan Ingram. I'm not just saying that because he dropped the ball, like literally.
I seen on his like 2 sticks of butter instead of his hands in the ball.
I've seen one where it was bricks instead of his hands. But no, I said this before, like during the season, like I think at the San Francisco game is when I said this, when we got killed by San Francisco. Um, if we can get anything from like pick 75, like from pick 1 to 75, anywhere in that range, I would take that for Evan Ingram. Like, in all honesty, I wouldn't be opposed to trading him. He's been hurt too many times. I still think he's a really good player. I just think he needs a change of scenery. And everyone's going to be like, oh, I already know what's going to happen. We're going to trade him, and he's going to end up winning like 2 Super Bowls. Everyone's going to be like, oh, you shouldn't have traded Evan Ingram. No, he was never going to work with us. We took him in 2016 as a way to give Eli more weapons after our playoff run, and it just didn't work out with Eli after that. Eli regressed really, really bad. Now I'm starting to think about Eli. Um, I feel like I'm dealing with the same thing with Daniel Jones, but like on with Daniel Jones, like
Oh, what if he's like Eli, where he's like, because I mean, Eli wasn't like great. He's like average, wasn't he? Like, but then when it
no,
comes to like Super
he had
Bowls,
some really good seasons.
no,
His
but when it comes to
2011
Super Bowls, he
season.
just dominates.
Okay, I'm gonna say one of the most controversial things. Aaron Rodgers won the MVP in 2011. Eli Manning should have won the 2011 MVP. Look at his stats and tell me he didn't deserve it. That team did really good and ended up winning the Super Bowl. I know Super Bowl doesn't matter. I know like what he did in the playoffs doesn't matter. But look at his stats and tell me that isn't MVP numbers. Anyway, you're making me yawn now, Ben.
It's contagious, isn't it?
It is contagious. Um, the Giants are not good. We, but we're
Summary:
so
the Giants are not good.
we're competitive. We're in games against the Steelers. We were in the game in the fourth quarter. Who do we play week 2? The Bears. We're in the game in the fourth quarter. Came down to the last drive. The last play should have been a second play. It should have been offsetting penalties, but they called offensive pass interference and take whatever. Eddie Jackson had like 4 defensive PIs and only like 1 or 2 of them were called. Against the Bears, we were competitive. Niners, we were competitive for one half, and that second half we were. Oh God, I don't even want to talk about the second half against the Niners. Week 4, Rams. We were in it. We had a chance. Down 20-yard line with a minute left. Jones throws a goddamn pick when he could have ran for the first down. Oh, that's what I'm saying. His decision making is either elite or garbage. Feels like there's no in between.
You gotta talk about that speed though. Yeah, that speed.
21.8 miles per hour, whatever it is. Fastest QB run since 2018 or whatever, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I posted on my story. He is Vanilla Vic.
Who
No, because
was
even last
2018?
week,
Was it Newton? I feel like
Lamar.
it was Newton. Oh, Lamar. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Um, Jones even last week had like a 50-yard run, and it was like the read options work
Mm-hmm.
because even if it's not Saquon Barkley, but especially if it would be Saquon Barkley,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna crash towards Saquon Barkley, right? Like it makes sense. Dude's dynamic. He break tackles everything, but Jones has sneaky good speed, and you can see that he is elusive. It's just his pocket presence is so terrible.
Yeah.
Like, but when his pocket presence is good, he makes good plays. Like there was a play on that like 15-yard drive that we had that like we started at our own 3, where like Jones like he was getting pressured, he evaded the sack and dumped it off to Gallman, and Gallman got like 9 yards. It was like a great play. I'm like, yes, this is what we need more of. And then on the last drive of the game for us, he steps out of the pocket, sits there for 5 seconds, and then just gets absolutely leveled and fumbles the football. I've seen him fumble more times in less than 2 seasons than I did in 7 years of watching Eli Manning. It feels like, because like at least Eli knew when to get down. He had pocket presence of like,
Yeah.
yes, protect myself. I'd rather see that than see Jones get leveled every single time.
Mhm.
And the fumbles are such a like. I can't even say his fumbling is worse or better than last year, because he still fumbles. But I have noticed one thing. I think his deep passing has gotten a lot better this year. Like his
That was
deep
a
ball
dot to
accuracy.
Golden Tate, bro.
Yeah,
That he put it
that was
like
a
where
good
only
pass.
Golden Tate could grab it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he needs to do that more often. He can't just do that like once every like game. But like he's had good throws to Darius Slayton, and he's had good throws to Golden Tate. And I'm really glad we got Sterling Shepard back.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't win a game.
You know what's sad is that I feel like Saquon would have been the difference. I feel like you guys would be way better. I mean, obviously anyone's better with Saquon, but you know what I mean? I feel like that's a difference maker.
We would be 4-3 right now. I firmly believe it. I think we would have lost the Steelers game. I think we would have lost the Niners game. We probably would have lost like one of the other games. Whether it be to the I think we could have beat the Cowboys. We should have beat the Cowboys. We should have beat the Eagles. We did beat Washington. Barely though. It came down to the failed 2-point conversion. We could have beaten the Bears. I don't know. It's so hard watching this team because I going into the game I'm like, yeah, no, we're gonna lose. There's no way. I have
And
no
then they
hope.
give you hope.
And then they take a lead, and I'm like, it's all right. They're still gonna lose. And then with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they're up by double digits. And what do? Evan Ingram drops a ball with 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to get the easiest first down I've ever seen. Jones puts it in a great spot. And the 6'4" guy can't reach out and grab the ball.
It's tough, bud.
And then on defense, 3 penalties by our DBs to put them in perfect position to score. And Carson Wentz, who's looked terrible the entire game, throws a great pass to Boston Scott of all people. It's always Boston Scott.
My backup running back.
This happened in
My
week
backup
17
running
too
back.
of last year. Week 17 or week 16, whatever it was. Boston Scott went for over like 150 yards and like 2 touchdowns in that game. He catches a perfect pass that was put just over Jabril Peppers to score a touchdown for the Philadelphia Eagles to again beat the New York Giants. I think the last time we beat the Eagles, I'm trying to remember, we lost to Nick Foles. I think that year the Eagles won the playoffs. I think we lost to Nick, like they won the Super Bowl. I think we lost to Nick Foles. I think it was the last time we made the playoffs. Was the last time we beat the Eagles that I can remember at least. I'm just, it's been rough. I think I had about 8 different people send me Giants memes today, and like at one point I wanted to cry.
I
Like,
wasn't one of them, I can tell you that much.
yeah, no, Ben, thank God, wasn't one of them. I will say who was one of them. Doc, please stop sending me Giants memes. For the love of God, stop. Oh, it's a sad time. It really is. And Doc's living his life because if they beat Tampa this week, then good God, they're if the Chiefs lose to the Broncos and if the Raiders beat Tampa, the Raiders I think take first place.
They're a bit of a dark horse, ain't they?
Hey, I think that Raiders team is actually pretty decent, but that's I think I'm done with my rant. If you have any Giants questions, please feel free to ask them. I'll answer with my honest heart.
Well, before Zahn gets into his feels, we're gonna let you guys know who we're feeling gonna win for this week.
Thank
So
you.
moving on, we got our game day picks. Okay, so we're gonna start it off. We got Panthers Saints. So I mean, I guess like we can just kind of speed run it, just like speed run and give the reason why we think they're gonna win.
Yeah.
So, oh, you know what? We'll do a one to it. I'll do one. You do one. We'll do one.
Okay,
Just
sounds
back and
good.
forth. Okay, so first one, I'll do it. So Panthers Saints, as I said, I feel like Panthers are gonna win this one just because I feel like the healthier team. Rip CMC, but they're the healthier team just because MT's out. Sadly, again, I have him on fantasy. He hasn't played since week one, but like I said, they're the healthier team. MT's out. Emmanuel Sanders, I think he's on COVID reserve right now. So really, all they have is AK and Drew Brees carrying them right now,
Yes.
and even Son wants AK to put up like 50 points so that he can win.
Please carry me. I
Tell
have
you what's gonna
Thielen and
happen.
Parker out.
I tell you what's gonna happen. Robbie Anderson's gonna put up 20, and AK's gonna put up 50. There we go. You got it.
I'll take that. I'll take 70 points from two players.
Okay, next, Zahn will give us his thoughts. Bills Jets.
All right, so this is the only thing that's keeping me hope is we're not the worst team in New York. The Jets absolutely suck. The Bills are winning this, and if they don't, the Bills are now the worst team in New York, and it's still not the Giants. Bills are winning this comfortably. I'm gonna just give a score prediction for this one. I'm gonna say 40 to 10.
That sounds usually that'd be rough, but that sounds just about right.
Sounds like the Jets.
It sounds like the Jets. It does sound like the Jets. All right, next got Browns Bengals. I think this one's probably gonna be a close one, sadly for the Browns.
Because both teams are garbo.
Okay, the thing is though, the Browns have so much talent, and I have no clue how they're wasting so much. I mean, we probably have a clue, but I'm not gonna explain why they're
Yeah, we'll
doing
explain
so
that in a
bad.
different video when they end up losing to the Bengals. If
Yeah,
they lose to the Bengals, we'll definitely explain why the Browns
okay.
still suck.
I think the Browns are actually no, yeah, I think the Browns win it. Joe Mixon's out this week for the Bengals. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
Hoping my boy Giovanni puts up a good amount of points. I got him in the flex right now, but yeah, I think the Browns take this one. I'd love to see Joe Burrow in this one. But yeah, we'll see. I think Browns take it. Maybe I'd say probably one score game, maybe touchdown. Could come down to a field goal even, in my opinion. That's how bad the Browns are doing right now.
All right, so I'll take next game Cowboys and the football team. I want neither of these teams to win. I want them to tie. If I'm just being honest, if but the way the Cowboys have been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if the football team wins. But I,
Trying to think.
I think the
Omari.
Cowboys are going to win.
We need Omari to go off, boys.
I'm going to say Cowboys win just because the football team is just not.
Just because they're the
It's the
football team.
football team. It's the football team. I
The
can't
football
I
team
can't
can be the
openly root
Cowboys.
for the football team.
Yeah. All right. Next game up, Packers Texans. I feel like sadly, I did my Super Six picks for this app. I had the Packers winning by I forget. It's a large margin. I forget, but or I think I had. Let me check. Actually, I think I had them winning by a large. I forget why. I forget. I had some good reasoning too. I don't know. Aaron Jones, Devontae, and Aaron Rodgers. I feel like they're just gonna kill it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. Packers. I had it win by 7 or 9, just because I don't know. The Texans aren't looking too hot, guys. Sadly, rip Deshaun Watson. Um,
I
Bill
have his
O'Brien.
signature in like right over there. I know you guys like can't see. I know there's nothing, but I actually have Deshaun Watson's signature.
But yeah, like I was saying, Bill O'Brien, you're a goddamn genius for trading DeAndre Hopkins. You smart aleck. That's all I'm gonna say. Packers, I said 7 or 9. I think Packers could even win by more now that I think about it. But yeah, on to Zon.
Lions Falcons underrated game just because of the record that these two teams are carrying into this.
It's
It's
just
in
like bad
Atlanta.
teams playing each other, bro.
Both teams blow leads like it's nothing. So, um, this one could actually end in a tie, but I'm gonna say the team that's gonna blow the lead is gonna be the Lions. I'll say the Falcons win.
All right, next game, Steelers Titans.
Why are you
This
getting all
one,
the good games?
I don't know. Now you have a good one next.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Steelers Titans battle of the undefeated teams. Someone's gonna leave with a loss. So I
Well,
said
maybe.
maybe, maybe, maybe they just have an agreement to where they draw so that they don't have to take a loss.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we'll tie.
They're just giving them Mike Vrabel and Mike Tomlin, like that, yeah.
Tannehill and Roethlisberger look at each other like
Yeah.
we want to stand
Nobody wants to
defeated.
lose. Nobody has to lose.
Yeah.
Nah, but I have the Titans winning. Not by a lot. I think I said it comes down to like maybe a field goal because although I hate to say it, Steelers are doing pretty good. Juju's not too hot right now, but Steelers in general are doing pretty good. Um, Titans, I think they take it. I think Derrick Henry has a career day, even though that Steelers defense is amazing. I think Derrick Henry's. I feel like no one can stop him right now, so that's why I have the Titans winning. But still, like I said, close game just because of how good the two teams are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I do have a good game next. Raiders Buccaneers. The battle of the two pirate teams. Um, I the Buccaneers look so good that I almost can't go against them. Like the Buccaneers looked really good last week against the Packers. But if there's anyone who wants to stop Tom Brady more than anyone else, it's John Gruden and his
Gruden
grinders.
grinders.
His Gruden grinders. Um, but I'm gonna take the Buccaneers on that one, even though I know someone is gonna be really upset that I just said
Who
that.
cares, Doc? Who
Who
cares?
cares, Doc? All right,
I hope you
Raiders
guys
aren't making the
lose.
playoffs.
Actually, I thought about it. I kind of want Doc to win because I hate Brady. Next,
Yeah,
Chiefs Broncos. um, uh, this one could even be close. You know what I mean? Not that the Broncos are really good, but I hope CEH Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I hope he goes off for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. Even though Broncos have one of the best rushing defenses right now, but like
500 yards.
I just need him to go off, bro. I need him
I'm
to put
talking
up
about
some
a
points.
career day. Screw Le'Veon Bell.
Off the 200-yard performance, he'll come and get 500.
Hey,
Bro, he didn't
let's
even get a.
double this.
You know what's so sad is he didn't even get a touchdown. He just got 200 yards. I was like, I'll
And he
take
still
it.
scored like 18 points.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'll take it. Like it's
Imagine
nice.
if Damian Williams didn't score that touchdown and Clyde Edwards-Helaire did.
I know. I was like, oh, bro. I mean, like I said, I
Didn't
appreciate
you
the
win
luck though.
though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then it
Also
would have been.
depends on.
But then that's like way before I knew I would have win. I was like, would have been nice if you scored a touchdown, bud. Just a little 1 yarder get in there.
Yeah, would have
But
been
Chiefs
nice.
Broncos, I got the Chiefs. I feel like they're not their offense is too powerful. Just they have a better team. I
Yeah,
guess that's just what I'm gonna go with.
absolutely. Then another game, Jacksonville Chargers. That's gonna be interesting. I think Chargers
I
take
hope
that
the
pretty.
Chargers lose. I hope the Chargers lose.
If the Chargers lose, we're getting Kael on the podcast next week and hearing his disappointment in his team. I will guarantee
We'll give them
that.
a good we'll give them a good 5 minute rant of how they should have beat the Chargers.
Yep. So if the Chargers lose or if I don't know what would be a good one. If the Saints lose or the Chargers lose, we'll get someone on who's a Saints or Chargers fan and we'll have them rant about their team.
Okay, next game. Ooh, I get my team's game. Patriots Niners. I think the Patriots blow them out by 100 points. No, I'm joking. Patriots Niners. You know what? My team's not doing too hot right now. This very well could end in a close game. I hope the Patriots win. and I think I'm just biased, but I think the Patriots are gonna win. Not by much, but I hope Cam Newton. Cam Newton had some off time, didn't really get to practice. Hopefully, he gets back in a groove this week and carries us to a dub.
Yeah, never want to face Belichick after a loss, but anyway, on to the
Oh,
Monday
you got
night
the
or
good game.
not
You
Monday
got the
night game, the
good
Sunday
game.
night game. This game looks really good on paper. Seattle and Arizona. I have some fantasy implications in this, but that's beside the point.
It's gonna be a
Um,
shootout, bro.
I hope it is. I hope it is. But
Wait, what? Who you
Russell
got?
Wilson
Oh,
and
you got
the
Russ.
yeah, Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks, our pick to get out of the NFC from preseason, if anyone remembers that, from 2 months ago. We said that it would be Seattle and Kansas City in the Super Bowl. So far, we're not doing too shabby in our picks. I mean, it's still a long ways to go.
Yeah.
Season's still bright, but I don't know. It's going to be a good game. Arizona's coming off of a big win in Dallas because everyone wins big in Dallas. Well, except the Giants. Um,
Jeez.
I had to do that. I had
Shot
to.
that like
So I
double
saw an
shots fired
opportunity.
on the Cowboys and the Giants.
Oh, exactly. I'll shoot. Like I know my team's bad. Cowboys fans are still delusional. Trust me. But I think Seattle pulls it off. Seattle's looked too good throughout this entire season, but I think it's going to be a close one. But I also think it's going to be a shootout.
Last game, we got the Monday Night Football game. We got the Bears versus Rams.
This is actually not a bad one.
Big Nick, I can't say the other word.
Yeah, we
Um,
no demonetization, please.
I don't know. I hope to actually. I think the Rams are gonna win. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that the Rams are gonna win. But I kind of not trying to wish bad upon Darrell Henderson, but I don't got him in, so I hope he doesn't score more points than any of my running backs I got in. That's all I'm saying.
Just don't do better than Edwards-Helaire, Bernard, or the Boston
Oh
Scott, who already
yeah,
played.
just don't score above 16.
Well, as of
But
right now.
yeah, as of right now. So I got the Ram. I think Ramsey shuts down Robinson. Sadly, and it's not like Nick Foles can throw to anybody else. So you know,
Yep. Oh, Jimmy Graham.
no one hand
One
touchdown
hand. Better red zone target than he was with the Packers? Question mark.
catch. Wait, who was he? Who was he with? Was he with the Packers for like 1 year?
2 years, I think, something like that.
Oh, yeah. They like barely gave him a chance, bro. But Tanya ain't looking too bad, so it wasn't a bad exchange.
Robert Tanya, what a guy, what a legend.
Yes, sir. All
All
right.
right, that's it for the picks, and I think that's it for us this week. Mahalo, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are finally back. Hopefully, we
Sure.
will be doing this every week. I don't know. It all depends on how college does for us and how everything else
We got
goes. But
lives, guys.
yeah, we do have lives, and we do want to do well in college. That's mainly the reason why it totally wasn't because one of us was in Orlando playing against LeBron James in the final or anything. Um, but again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Liho_sports. We will be back on posting now that we're back on YouTube. And yeah, see ya.
Shoots.